So, how was your day?
Oh, you know.
I have something to share.
What is this, my birthday?
We're having a baby.
Police, you're under arrest for your father's murder 8 years ago.
What's going on?
Shut up! You know what this is.
You've been lying to me all this time?
I should never have told you.
I'm out of patience.
What? I know I say this a lot, but I love you.
I say this a lot too, but back at ya.
Approaching the Motherlode.
I can't believe I'm really here! Psychonauts headquarters! Look at all these gadgets.
The mind is the final frontier of humanity.
I'm ready for anything.
Twitch 标题还没改。
哦 ，KD， 忘记改了。
The fate of the free-thinking world is in your hands.
I'm afraid that means the dead letter office for you.
The mission is falling apart.
A psychonaut must always remember how to roll with it.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
This is a mission about the fate of the world. Can you do that?
Okay.
Yes, if I can find some bacon.
I'm going to ignore that last part.
好，这个E3即将快要开始了哦。那刚刚看呢，就是有关于那个 Bethesda 的新作，当然蛮多支的嘛，应该会有那个吧？你这样吧？
Whether you've known Bethesda for 35 years or are just getting to know us, we couldn't be happier to bring you the latest on your favorite games. We started this showcase with my good friend
山上真司的那款游戏叫什么？一直忘记。
Along with Bethesda Game Studios, all of our teams are continuing to work on the projects that have been in development since well before we joined the Xbox family. So rest assured, the games you've been expecting and hoping for are still in the works. And today, we're bringing 10 more titles to Game Pass for a total of 30 Bethesda games. That includes
我 Game Pass 已经没有了，所以玩不到了。Bethesda 没，它的 Game Pass 本来有一些游戏都玩过了，没什么差。
for Xbox Series X and S on June 29th. Powered by idTech, this next-gen upgrade will be free for everyone who owns Doom Eternal.
我比较期待的是等一下3点史克尔艾尼克斯的介绍，但是我不知道他到时候怎么弄。
Or maybe you're in the mood for an RPG, like Skyrim, which marks its 10th anniversary this November. We can't celebrate it without you, so share your favorite Skyrim memories, stories, artwork, and more on Skyrim10.com. Or
你撑得到3点吗？
我觉得我应该撑不到3点，不一定。OK， 我今天他妈的应该有点中暑，你知道吗？我这就是待在冷气房，然后进进出出的关系呢，整个那个会有那种身体会觉得发热的感觉，对。感冒的整个那么昏昏沉沉的，今天就过一天了。
Brotherhood of Steel are the guardians of human civilization. Fort Atlas is safe. It came at a great cost.
也是 Fallout， Fallout， 看得出来应该是 Fallout， 一城余生。
You're splitting our forces, Shin.
我们现在就已经身处在 Fallout 的世界了。
So it comes to this. I thought you understood what that insignia meant. You are no paladin of the Brotherhood.
I set this plan in motion, and I am the only one who can stop it.
The Brotherhood of Steel must protect the
说实在 ，Xbox 的内容我实在不太怎么期待。虽然我也买了 Series X， 但是我真的不知道买了要玩什么游戏，这个比 PS5 还要糟糕呢。真的是。应该说他有的 PS5 也有，他没有的还是没有。
不期待你还买。
对，就是全机制霸嘛，你就忘记我有收集主机的癖好嘛。Nice。但是真的，我觉得买的太快了，没有东西可以玩。搞不好他妈的再过个几个月又出一个 Xbox Series 那个 Sim 版，体积再更小，但是 spec 不变，是吧？应该没那么快的，那也要撑个2-3年吧，是不是？这就 Fallout 吧。这个地方场景好熟悉啊，跟空走 Fallout 76。果然，我看到那个场景，我就知道Fallout 76，我操，太厉害
！The Wasteland isn't the only open world playground with an amazing community.
因为水管要爬上去有个任务，那边跳半天，操！而且时间不够，还要 get over。上古卷轴。没有出新款嘛，一直出 Season Pass 介绍，没有。Season Pass いらないよ。这应该这些 title 应该都是Kuni超爱的游戏，对。我的是更完全不期待。爱困。对。我来看他可以撑到什么时候，有什么新的游戏介绍？你也把 PSN 的 Plus 退掉了，Plus 可以啊。
PSN Plus 退掉了
，Plus OK 耶，是不是？有 VR 快打可以玩，那个你不喜欢，对。Xbox Game Pass 其实可以买，我觉得。感觉是这个恐龙快打大乱斗。就之前看馆长打过，很悲戚，所以他也要在那个平台上面发的。那个很北齐，呸！动物大逃杀，还有我不知道这叫什么。这么欢乐。动物派对，罗 party， 哈蒂斯。哈蒂斯我会玩一下，是不错玩的，但是这种roguelike游戏我真的是我懂，打得有点痛苦，心责感太重了。目前好像只有 PC 跟 Switch 有上，PSN 台账是没有，不知道国外有没有。Xbox 终于要跟进。Nice。
微软台选中文字幕有中文
啊，是哦。连结嘞，连结在哪里？给我连结好了。诶，这个哦，不是 Insider 是不是
YT 的
？YouTube 的，对啊 ，YT 的。你刚刚给我的那个连结，点进来是这个，有别的连结吗？这款也不错玩的，感觉上。I'm Jackie. Some Rivalry. 就会不会就是那个团队啊，做 Inside 的那个？不错，那可以期待一下。
This holiday marks the 20th anniversary of Xbox and the 20th anniversary
YouTube 的
of
好
Halo.
像是这
To
个
our
连
millions
结
of
懒得
passionate
念。
fans, thank you.
We wouldn't be here without all of you.
来
Our
开看看。
goal has always been to bring players together. And for the first time, we're thrilled to offer our entire multiplayer experience. Our goal has always been to bring players together. And for the first time, we're thrilled to offer our entire multiplayer experience to all players across Xbox and PC with no barriers.
中文。
Halo Infinite Multiplayer will be free to play and invite more of you than ever
你
before
要自
to
己
become
按
a
CC
Spartan
字幕
hero.
选。
有了。
I'm excited to be here with Joseph Staten, the creative director of Halo Infinite. From helping craft the original Halo Combat
Halo.
Evolved to leading the fan favorite Halo 3 ODST, Joseph is a Halo visionary. It is so great to have him back with Halo.
Thank you, Bonnie. And hey, everybody. For us, and I hope many of you, Halo has always been about heroism
Halo 终于要有
and
新
wonder,
游戏了。
about fighting to keep humanity safe against impossible odds in a beautiful and mysterious sci-fi world.
对嘛？至少要出一下 Halo。我每次换新主机 Halo 我都会买
The
的。
largest, most wide open environment we've ever built, and we can't wait.
这次他妈的新的主机，他们发了没有 Halo 玩，这是 Holy shit。
黑罗那个。
对 Halo 6代。
昨天去买游戏，看到一些 XSS 榜
The heart of
XGP 一
Halo
起卖，没
is
有
Spartan
人
对，现在就是 Xbox 买没有缺货的，
In the next
对，
chapter
现在都还
of
可以
Chief's
买得
story,
到，
you'll face his
太神
greatest
奇了。
challenge yet. But
哎，国建安，
you're not alone in the fight.
Oh, the main batteries are shut down.
太好了，新的 Halo 吗？终于，什么时候发？明年，应该是明年。士官长，士官长。
You have one bullet against an entire army. What can you do on your own?
I told you. It's enough.
I see.
XB 现在就没有独占游戏，都在靠 XGP 撑。
对啊，这 Game Pass
开了。可是微软独家的游戏，我真的普遍没兴趣。我对 FPS 完全没感觉。
独占主机，独占的游戏发在他们主机，至少要有一下。比如说战争机器啊，或者是这款 Halo 战机器也他妈的也没有讲。有啦，战机器5代已经有发了。
战也没多少款啊，还是一堆黄牛价。
对，起码要1只嘛，这个代表了，因为这个 Halo 不会出在别的平台。
The rogue AI known as Cortana is gone.
Cortana.
She's been deleted.
How?
多多少少还是可以期待一下，起码有 Halo 可以玩。我的主机终于有片可以对应了。
Don't you remember?
他们官方自己独占的游戏。
Imitate Cortana and lock her down for retrieval. Yours were to take her back to the Infinity for deletion. So if it wasn't you, okay then. There's something else. On successful deployment, my deletion routine was supposed to complete. Still here.
Good.
微软就只是要卖 XGP 啊，谁傻傻的去买 XSS 哇啦哇啦？
真的，
起码有飞罗可以玩。这句用台语怎么念？
起码没有，上少嘛，Halo 会当7胜。别讲起码足奇怪。对啊，最少也有 Halo 会当胜。
Of course, you can't have a Halo game without multiplayer.
对的，我其实，在买 Xbox Series X 的时候，它就是强迫会搭2张 Game Pass。对，我会用掉1张，那1张可以用3个月，其实玩的还蛮快乐的。它的 Game Pass 真的吸引力蛮大，还蛮多支，也不能说强的游戏啊，就大致上不错玩的游戏都有在上面。黑罗3，对。应该是新的黑罗的。终于有 game 可以玩了，黑罗一定会买一下，对，至少买的 Xbox 新的主机还是要能够撑一下这样。我家他妈现在 Xbox 有3台呢，这最早那一台。还有那个 Xbox X， 然后再来就是这新的 Series X， 对，看。这主机有够乱的，真的。对，我觉得这应该也是今年不会出，看他等一下会讲什么时候发。是哟。我记得最新的那一只 Halo， 我还是在某一次的过年的时候不破关不关台，把它玩破台，对不对？你们要去找一下 YouTube， 太痛苦了，而且没有朋友，对吗 ？Halo 以前在 Xbox 360的时候，还有一些朋友可以一起玩，那时候没有，一个人默默的单机把它打破台，看我也真是太厉害了。
好玩就是跟朋友一起闯关开载具各种。
对呀、啊，而且还要玩中文版，他讲话士官长，你的那个山东腔啊，是不是？但是没有，后面已经没有什么人在朋友之间没有人在买 Xbox， 大家都在 PS5 残念。
飞来飞去的枪战，我怎么有一种感觉在看
Overwatch？ 哦，这个场景大多了。哇，还有这种武士服装哦，多人游戏免费畅玩。哎呦，所以是怎样 ？Campaign 2001年暑假，所以这个东西原则上好像也不是新的 Halo， 怎么办？那我觉得有点失落。好，我们来看下一支，看2058，不会吧？哦。
感觉是你，
该不会是邪灵入侵？是吗？不是， Evil in 不是迪亚波罗，迪亚波罗，对吧？2001年9月23登场，《迪亚波罗2代》。哦，这个之前有讲过，《暗黑破坏神2 Remake》。
最近有一款《龙与地下城》，我蛮有兴趣的。
是哦，《龙与地下城》
多平台上架。
哦，4K FPS 狂战士。虽然说这也是把老掉牙，可是这个我还真的蛮想，还是会玩一下呢。大菠萝2对不对？我记得这个大菠萝2那时候跟阿克嫂也，我们还在这个交往当男女朋友的时候，真的是2个人玩到天荒地老了，真的是太可怕了。看一下呢，看他什么时候，哇，可以8个人一起合作，这么厉害，已经预购了，真的假的？哇塞 ，Diablo 2 Remake。To hell！ 我这个东西，《暗黑破坏神2》那时候阿克嫂玩的比我还要凶，好可怕！
体验版申请测试。
哦，申请测试。Diablo 2 Remake， 对吧？好啦，这个也是会玩一下，对。除了 Xbox 上，我就玩 Xbox。我跟谁玩？他可不可以跟 PC 连线？他还是要买他的那个嘛。
那个黑罗是最新的黑罗，没错，黑罗无限。
啊，是哦，所以是新作品哦，不是重置。9月23号，也快了。9月23号的 Ska， 还有3个月左右。OK。你刚刚玩 PC 版吧？迪亚波罗好像，说你是朋友，你问你。哦，就是鼠疫，真的耶，这要出2代了。那个老鼠，那个有个姐姐带着弟弟要逃命那个游戏，我干这个好玩，我一直忘记这个叫什么名字。鼠疫就是瘟疫啊，就瘟疫，对对对，可以操控老鼠的弟弟，终于要出2代了，这个帅气，弟弟长大了。这款我有把它玩到破台嘞。
料理鼠王2代。
瘟疫2代。
瘟疫。
好玩，这个可以期待，但我相信它 PS5 应该也会出，所以应该不是独占嘛，对不对？瘟疫不错玩，非常推荐。它有一定的难度，但是玩起来真的不错，而且故事真的不赖。Nice。2022年还很久，嘿。Game Pass 抢先玩，干还是逼你用 Game Pass， 是不是？以下为 Xbox Series 补货的4K 60 FPS 游戏。哦，那个这叫什么来着？发快，遥远的孤，最新的遥远的孤，极地战壕6代。Ubisoft， 育碧。
Sure, I know just the song.
What the fuck?
Time you learn about resolver, Danny.
没错。
To take down Castillo, a guerrilla needs the right tool.
瘟疫代好玩呢。有
机会看到特价再来收。
可以收。
It's a stealth operation.
他是玩那一种，也是逆中的那种躲藏的游戏，所以稍微要了解动一下脑袋这样。我脑袋不是很好，但是玩了几次，大家也觉得还不错玩。对，故事也蛮不赖的。我建议就是，你没差，你应该有 PS5 嘛，对吧？所以应该它能跑到60 FPS 的话，就真的蛮漂亮。我那时候玩了一下，我也是因为特价的时候有买的，瘟疫1代700块了，我不知道现在应该没有特价。
等会玩刺客教条应该算会逆风吧
？OK 啦，我想也 OK 的啦。但它不是那一种疯狂砍杀的游戏，就是有点玩叫 斗志的那种感觉，就是斗志要怎么讲？带着弟弟要慢慢逃亡，躲开敌人这样。靠背也可以这么说啦，连 Arc 都可以玩的，是不是？就不用担心过不了的问题，起码去查攻略过得了。干，真的吗？我来查一下 Game， 我现在有看 A Box， 有一些 Game Pass 已经可以干嘛了？
我这一两天玩 FF7都好想睡，都开始怀疑是不是老了。
真的哦？你是说？
当然可以玩啊，多死几次而已。
对，多死几次而已。FF7 你是玩？悠长，你有买新的 DLC 吗？它 DLC 好不好玩？我是已经买了了，还没玩就是。
FF7 买了都还没开。
买的都还没开，靠背，这么心酸。
去年在 PS4 玩 FF7 真的直接睡爆。
对，真的，但是的那个过场画面是做的很漂亮、很棒的，但是整体玩的感觉好像没有特别的，觉得。对啊，觉得很怎么样这样子。
我三国志14也都没开。
三国志14也都，还有买三国志14的。
7是前阵子家乐福买的490，所以没有 DLC。
OK 啦，490这么便宜，看，妈的，我还是原价那个数位版，没有便宜，无法便宜，还没拿。亲爱的 Game Pass 没有什么特别新的好玩的游戏在里头。
史莱姆农场这 Steam 游戏不是800年前的游戏。
真的。
Welcome back to Shred-Ageddon. Here's a new trick. Let's go.
我当初跟朋友开玩笑一说这款 FF7 是阉割的500，我就买，还真的就50。
看，这么酷。那种 snowball 这种，对我们台湾人来讲比较陌生的，你有什么感觉？因为这个看起来蛮屌的。不是育碧那一款哦，好像不是，又好像是，就是育碧啊，好像不是，看这个感觉，育碧那种什么脚踏车啊，什么飞空中飞鼠装，
台湾没有雪可以滑，
什么都有。对啊，都没有 feel。我去日本也没有机会，是下雪没机会去滑，真的，现在也没办法去干，真的，有朝一日我真的想再去日本来个滑雪场。滑个雪这样，干发生什么事 ？OK。这个 skip 跳过。
有点受欢迎，心想 Coco 桑。
他弄成 NBA， 心想 Coco 桑，Coco 桑真的，我看他每次开 PS4 都在打 NBA，2K21， 对。我对篮球没爱的。我尴尬啊！看这个是那个吗？毁灭公爵那边吗？不是那个叫什么忘记了。
为什么影片字幕会自己写？感觉很不错。
影片字幕会自己写。
本来跟女友说6月要下去。要再来去吃大王，
结果疫情又爆发了，真的。没关系。库里最近你的这个店也是休息，搞不好他觉得太好了，这样干终于可以无时无刻都可以打电动。礼拜 Automate Heart 这个好像也蛮有趣的，新探索 Automate Heart 世界。Xbox Game Pass 抢先玩都没有啊， 他抢先玩是什么时候开始？明天开始。我还有1张 Game Pass 可以玩，等他妈上的时候，我再给他输入好了。影片那个字幕应该都是上好的，我看他都蛮准的呢。对，我在刚优长讲那个字幕部分，我刚把它打开，看起来应该都是对过。
好像富坚不想工作了，
对，跟富坚一样的啊干，就是那个 COVID-19 来的不能开店啊，那就顺便就放假吧，就自己自动放暑假。那跟他聊天，他说对，也不错，探吉探干呢。蒙放假呢，是不是？这什么不错，我觉得。
我手上也有几张 XGP 之前活动送的
啊，这么好，
会贴给你，你看看能不能用。
好吧，再麻烦你了，优长，感谢。Game Pass 真的还不错。哎呦，哇塞！就这种半 retro 的风格。哦，这个不错。2D demo 美快。Replaced， 干还要那么久，明年。都是 Game Pass
之前买品客去官网可以换，但是要找存在哪个记事本。
OK， 没关系。
又是肉鸽游戏吗？
没错，肉鸽游戏。这全部都 Game Pass only 啊。啊，这个扮演蜜蜂的游戏，对。是吗
？Ziplining, flying things. Now, to celebrate, we present the Shroom and Doom update. It gives the people what they've been asking for.
这个好像 Game Pass 就已经可以这个体验试玩了，但是我没有朋友是有 Xbox， 没有办法玩。
And of course, mushrooms.
应该是扮演小人吧。
对，我还可以盖房子。
Literally no one was asking for. The Brood Mother. She's so terrifying. You should probably turn on arachnophobia mode. Oh, even her blob scares the shit out of us.
阿可拉你的改天要用的时候，你再看看能不能用。
哦，好 ，OK。
有没有过期？
感谢，谢谢。
Go home.
蜘蛛。
Oh, and it looks like we added achievements too. Nice.
Grounded， 对，这个我在那个 Xbox 平台就有看到这一支游戏，我在测试。就是 Among Us 太空狼人杀，我不会玩这个，好像要更新的。欧北洋胜，阿克嫂超爱这个游戏的，对。Among Us 没朋友，这个是陷害朋友的游戏。我当然要上 Xbox 就对了，不会玩，没兴趣。主机独占首发 ，Come on！ 505游戏不怎么样。这什么游戏？
狼人杀。
这什么游戏？什么百人啊？百人奇谭传是不是？就是那个《幻想水浒传》的那个 game。
终于来重点了。
对哦，百人奇谭是不是？忘记了，干，一直忘记。对对对，就是这个。睡啦，漂亮。 这个一定要买。哦，不是百人大晋级，就是反正就是幻想水浒传他们那个团队制作。哇！绯红百人坛是还有忘记了，它叫什么憨追什么东西？去查一下，我忘记了。干埋的，看埋的，睡了 ，nice。憨追哦，百人英雄坛有，忘记了。
满满的幻想水浒传的风格。
这是独占吗？干你哪嘞！啊，明年哦，它有2个哦，是怎样 ？Xbox Game Pass 抢先玩，就是要叫你买 Game Pass。可是啊 ，Console Launch 主机独发。
You have shown an aptitude for applying lethal solutions to conflicted situations. We wish to test your abilities.
但是幻想水浒传我只有1、2代有破，其他代都没破。
没关系，我都没有破过。看
起来，
但是还是很想玩。
比较适合。
你呢？哦，这一款的话，现在在 Xbox 上面已经有登上去，对，就是在7月29号，也是林北生日的时候就会上。但是我不太想玩。不想立刻花。
Their daring choices echo across time, turning land into kingdoms and mortals into
文明帝国哟。
If history was in your hands,
好，应该不是我喜欢玩的类型。
what would you build?
该不会是世纪帝国吧？
这个是什么骑士的
How would you fight?
将为何而战
Where would you go? What will you be remembered for?
世纪4
是世纪4吗？世纪帝国已经好久没有出新作了，有可能的。是 Age of Empire 4。
世纪帝国嘛，不玩我也买。
世纪帝国我也是以前也是玩得很凶对啊，玩得不好就是了，但是就是跟那个以前公司的同事都会都会玩。真的Age of Empire 4，干我真是太厉害了。
之前有消息，
世纪帝国4代。还是可以期待10月28号。
我现在还在玩2代。
应该在玩2代哦。哦。Console Excuses。主机独占，来一个强的吧。
很正常，因为世纪帝国没有3代这种垃圾东西。
没有懒，直接跳4代。我以前买 PC 版的都买回来安装打的下叫的，看起来还蛮屌的。
认同。3代真的很烂。
3代真的不好玩，3代我都有没有玩过我都不知道了，我已经忘记了，应该是有了，你看都记不得了，大家都只记得2代，2代真的太好玩了。
That war sound can mean only one thing. We must gaze over an epic shot of a world, and there should be lens flares. Now we see our hero, but only their silhouette, because the developers haven't finished the story. Or finished any gameplay that's actually ready to show. In fact, the only thing they have finished
什么游戏啊
is the title.
有荒野版地平线的感觉。
Outer World， 这个不是已经上了吗？2代，哇哦！哦，这个 Eric 跟 Kuni 会超开心的。天外世界2代，天，你呢？首发日立即畅玩。 全部都绑 Game Pass， 看独占，又是独占。模拟飞行哦，跳过，没兴趣。天外世界其实真的还不错玩的，我没有花时间把它玩完。如果你有偏天外世界的游戏的话，你在 PS5 方面跑可以跑到60帧，就比较顺的。我试过。所以，对，找时间还是要玩一下的。哦，这种飞行游戏，我在除了空战骑兵之外，那种模拟飞行就没什么兴趣。就是特技直升机，特技喷射机。对，这超便宜的，干我数位版的，原价买的。好了，这个独占也不怎么觉得如何，让玩家恣意遨游。微软飞行模拟，
为了看风景。
对，不是说他场景有人在那边坐游轮吗？就是上次那个长龙卡在河边那个，是这个吗？不知道。哦 ，F45 ，Top Gun， 不会吧 ？Top Gun 要出新游戏哦？还是 DLC 的关系？哦，Top Gun 我就有兴趣了。哦，好吧 ，DLC 哦，好，对不起，还是没有兴趣。
出国成瘾患者可能会想要买来看飞机。
出国成瘾患者，对，可能。好，主机独占来。
有听说《捍卫战士》要出新游戏
啊？是哦。这画面看起来不错，不知道是什么 game。
原来只是模组。
对，只是模组的，令人失望。哎，干 Forza 6是吗？Forza 到几代了？我已经忘记了。7、8 ，Forza 8，应该是这样。之前我 Forza 7也差不多了，新主机出也要说 Forza 8代的，还是 Horizon， 应该是 Forza 7啊。Forza 7也是 OK 的，对，这8代说错了。
极速快感，
极速快感是 Need for Speed， 这个应该是 Forza 我猜。对 ，Need for Speed 的话应该都是跑车啊，然后那个霓虹灯的改车那一种的吹的，这看起来就比较像跑车的慢，但是 Forza 对，应该是 Forza 第8代吧 ，Forza 最新到目前是到7。所以我还是会买啊，我 Forza 6、7我都有买。然后说了，我就玩起来的话，跟 PlayStation 的Horizon 呢，好吧，又是 Horizon 地平线又5代哈，死就是不出8就对了。地平线的系列好像卖的比它还要好，对，有可能没有，开心就好，我也玩不好。
Horizon is known for fun,
对啊，
freedom, and beauty.
极限竞速地平线。
This year, the Horizon Festival arrives in beautiful, diverse Mexico. This is the largest and most diverse open
就
world
Forza
ever in a
极速
Forza Horizon
极
game.
速极限竞
And
速
there is
的
no better car to explore
还
it
是
than
玩
the
玩马里
stunning
欧
这个
赛
在
车
360
跑车
时期
Forza
非常的夯。
rendered in
我
unparalleled
跟那
detail
个
and
阿姨
ray
还有一些
tracing
朋
in
友都
Forza
有玩。
Vista, thanks to the power of
但是
the
Horizon 的
Xbox
地平
Series
线
console.
系列就是比较像是拿它原来
I've invited
不
along
管是
some of
6
the
代或是
team to
各
help
代
give
里
you
面
a
的
taste
引
of some
擎，
of
把
the
它改成
amazing
比较
content that's
这
waiting
叫
for
什
you
么
in Forza Horizon
开放
5.
世界的玩法，对，就
Please
等于
welcome
可以在
Bill,
整个
Maddie,
城市跑
Sierra,
一样
and。Don from the Forza team.
我比较不喜欢这样跑。
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey everyone.
为什么不
Hey,
是
what's up,
Forza
Mike?
8？
And we also have Abraham with us as well. He's one of the talented actors who will be appearing in the game.
Bienvenidos a México. I can't wait to show you what we've been working on.
We begin in the rainforest on an expedition. This is a new campaign mode in which you set out on an
对，
adventurous
就
journey
Forza
across
系列的
Mexico
话，
to explore
极限
new
技术这部分
locations
都是
and
在一
discover
个
places for the festival to
提供的
expand.
一个很大的岛的地图上面，然后依照不同的据点，然后可以跟其他玩家或者跟 NPC 做竞争，然后赚取一些经验值点数之后，可以换一些车款或者是改装车型这样。不会不好玩的，就是我不喜欢漫无目的的这样跑，所以整个关卡里面的场景就是地图。
But Forza
还是
Horizon
玩
has
马里奥赛
always
车
been a
就好。
game that's best enjoyed with others.
也是。
Let's go and see what some of our other players are up to. The Xbox Series consoles allow us to capture every last detail, right down to the individual needles on these choya cactus. The scene looks real, but there are no tricks. This is in-game.
还不错。
Maddie is behind the wheel of the AMG
可是都已经对应
Project
Xbox
One
Series
Forza
X 了，
Mexico's
所以
lush
还是会买
living
下来，
desert.
对。
The
不然
perfect
买主
place
机也
to
不知道
meet
玩
up
什
with
么
friends and
对应
head
的游
out
戏。
for a drive. Thanks to the next generation of our Horizon Live servers, everyone else we see here are real players. And it looks like Maddie has been joined by some other members of the Forza team. Let's leave Maddie for a moment and head out to the coast and meet Don. Don is already on the move, exploring this idyllic seaside town. This is a recreation of Mexico's honest, authentic, and filled with love. Speaking of, hold up, Don.
Oh hey, what's up?
This is a mural by Mexican artist Farid Rueda. Just one of the many beautiful, faithful pieces of Mexico you'll find all over Forza Horizon 5.
可以有一些标的物就对了。
360当时大家都
While
只
Don
顾
drives down
住
to the
痛
beach,
车。
we'll
大家
jump
都会
over to
痛
the
车
Gran
，Forza 这
Caldera
样。
volcano. Check out this geology detail, implemented with precision accuracy using photogrammetry data captured on location
画面是真的
atop
蛮
Mexican volcano.
蛮细致的。
The entire world has been recreated at this level of detail. And here's Sierra in her favorite off-road buggy. The volcano Sierra and friends are exploring is the highest point ever in a Horizon game. And thanks to the power of the Xbox Series consoles, from up here we can see for miles in every direction. In the distance, we can just about make out Guanajuato. Let's take a closer look. Guanajuato is one of the most beautiful cities anywhere in the world. It's a colorful,
我看他们那个板上一
undulating
直想
city
跳过跳
full
过
of
跳过
vibrant
，skip skip。
architecture. It even has a sprawling network of tunnels. And these twisting,
你知道这
turning,
这
overlapping
介绍一直在
mean that as well as looking
一直
good,
在
it
那个
plays
讲
great too.
promote 它的游戏画面有多精细，可是赛车玩起来应该都差不多感觉，所以只能够 promote 说哇画面有多漂亮，场景有多细致。
Let's head north to the canyon.
有时候觉得有一种悲哀的感觉，又来了。好了，就是很真实是没问题的。
And using our unique HDR camera rig,
那个水
we
真的还
captured
蛮漂亮，
24
看
hour
它近那
shoots
里
of real Mexican skies at 12K resolution.
12K 呀。
And thanks to the Xbox Series consoles, these photorealistic skies
对。
result in lifelike
然后
lighting
开进去马上掉帧。
changes every frame, making you feel like you're really
马上
there.
掉帧。
Here's Maddie again. She's joined by Abraham and some other members of the team. Our players are using Forza Link, the new AI assistant that intelligently tracks the status of you and the people you meet online, and then helps you link up and play together. We'll now head deep into the rainforest and rejoin Bill and the rest of our players. Here we see our new volumetric lighting system, filling the scene with god rays as the sunlight dapples through the dense rainforest. A Horizon arcade minigame is about to start.
你在静止的动态的时候看还可以，跑的时候根本已经顾不了那么多，场景已经没有感觉。
And they're seamlessly linked together with their GPS route set. With that Horizon arcade minigame starting soon,
看来
all
能
of our
发
players
表
are
的
coming
应该
together.
都出来了，
This
这样
minigame
要
is called
怎样
Pinata
撑到
Pop,
3点啊
signaled by the Horizon cargo
不知道
plane
可能
dropping a payload of pinatas.
再就是一些独立开发的游
Over
戏，
this way. Gotta catch up to you guys.
要不然就是这一趴，然后玩30分钟，
To find and pop as many
这
as
要玩
they can.
30分钟。
Okay, go up here to the left. There's loads along the main road. Here I go.
看完那个讨论版一直在写 skip skip。
There's some between the houses. Oh, there's a couple more over here. Sweet.
While the team grab those last few pinatas, we're going over to the stadium because I have one more thing to show you. This is Event Lab, the
我想到
incredible
之
new
前
tool
任
set
天
that
堂
allows
直
you
播大
to
乱
create
斗
your own
讲30
races,
分
game
钟。
modes, and gameplay experiences.
可是玩家看得很爽
Customize
啊，
everything, right down
要
to the
看那个
fundamental
樱井
rules
制作
of
人
the game.
在那个介绍也是蛮有趣的。
Forza Horizon 5 is the
都没有撞
largest,
车，
most
我
fun
要
and
看到
most
血流
beautiful
成
open
河
world。we've ever built.
没有撞车，
And
谢
it
谢
will。truly be an astounding showcase for the Xbox Series consoles when it comes to Xbox Game Pass this November 9th. Thank you so much. I'll see you all in Mexico later this year.
哦，这是以墨西哥为场景的，对吧？
Team Xbox is on a mission to bring the joy and community of gaming to everyone on the planet. That's why you, the gamer, are at the center of everything we do. Today, we showed you 30 games. 27 of them will be available on Xbox Game Pass.
哦，就这些。
Now, through the end of the year, you can look forward to back-to-back monthly releases landing day one on Game Pass, led by 5 new titles from Xbox Game Studios, as well as highly anticipated games like Back 4 Blood, 12 Minutes, and The Ascent. And as we look ahead to next year, I'm inspired by the creativity of Bethesda and Xbox Game Studios.
爆炸头之
We
龙
showed you the
爆炸头之
highly
龙，对。
anticipated RPG Starfield, coming exclusively to Xbox.
星空。
But we also have some of the industry's best RPG storytellers working on Avowed,
啊，神鬼预言。
The Elder Scrolls
我
Online,
刚前面没有看
Fallout
到，
76,
神鬼预言就不
The Outer
错。
Worlds 2, and Elder Scrolls 6. We unveiled the stunning multiplayer mode for the world's most beloved shooter in Halo Infinite, adding to the roster of iconic Xbox shooters alongside Wolfenstein, Gears of War, Perfect Dark, and Doom. We premiered the most epic open-world racing game, Forza Horizon 5, bringing you a vibrant and authentic depiction of Mexico in a game built from the ground up for next gen, while the team at Turn 10 is hard at work on the next Forza Motorsport.
还可以啦，
Our growing family of 23 studios
起码有
is
几个
devoted to
独占的游
advancing
戏
the
有出来
medium，we
就不会
all love.
白买了这样。但是还要很久。
Xbox has been here for 20 years, and that's
哦
because
，Xbox 已经
of
20
you.
周年了。
Our team strives to make Xbox a place where you'll find the greatest games, the most dedicated developers, and the most passionate community. Together, we all make Xbox the best place to play. Before I go, there's one more thing. Take a look at this brand new original game from the Arcane team at Bethesda,
邪灵入侵
the，
拜
studio
托，
that created Prey
全新
and
原创
Dishonored.
哦。
Arcane created something new for them, an open-world immersive shooter that you can play alone or with your friends.
哇，
And
我刚
like
想说邪
Starfield,
灵入侵
this
3代，
game
不
will
能
be
再
an
剁手买
Xbox
一台主
exclusive.
机。
不能再多手买一条主机。Xbox 先不用买了。开放世界新款。
Pobre bribón. I'm gonna have to take you apart again. Hey, Dev, anything in?
Ingredients exist too. Expendable 25 centimeters. Dramatically elongated.
Go on, make yourself useful.
So, that was fun, right?
现在 NS 跟 PS 就不够时间玩了。
对啊，主机真的太多，我买的游戏等更多都还没玩。
My time in the Himalayas.
Ready's later down.
You think they can't kill you anytime they want?
Hey, asshole!
这应该是吹的。感觉也是不错呢，这游戏。吸血鬼，酷。
最近都是没时间玩就赶快，还很有假的时候脱手。
很有假就脱手。还在直播，看到一下。
Hey!
Really hope the video was worth it.
Everybody, fall back! People need to know what happened. Layla, with me. Get me on the roof now.
Thank you, Layla. You're the best. Oh, Jacob.
我在想，就是都卖中古片的人，对，收中古片的人，他们在卖中古片的时候，有没有先用酒精消毒掉？还是买回去二手的游戏的话，也要自己消毒一下。
死亡回归，我也是玩几周就赶快脱手。
哦 ，This Training 我是买数位版的，没有办法脱手。吸血鬼，看起来是很不错这一部，但这个不是实际游戏，就是推的动画。人类大战吸血鬼。
Don't miss.
Don't touch me.
哦，还有雨伞。
Look, a new one.
Vivo, pendiente, go, go.
感觉4人协力的游戏。
I think there's vampire in this.
Really? What does it taste like? Be specific.
Like blood and death and strawberry.
Sun's coming up. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving.
Sure thing, Edgar Allan Bro.
That's a good one.
Do you think things will ever go back to normal?
Would you want to go back to normal?
Not if I still have to pay my student loans.
Redfall 还不错哎，这个。
二手游戏买回来不会拿来舔插滴，应该是不用消毒吧？收到货的时候外盒酒精喷。
哦，这个游戏还不赖，独家啊哦。不是啊，你手如果会摸嘛，就摸那个壳，真的太多人在摸了，有点危险，真的。我现在是什么东西买回来都消毒了，就不管了，跟恐怖哎。哦 ，Xbox 新天大概有几款这个作品都还不赖，还是蛮期待的。然后，对 Halo 啊，还有 Diablo 跟 Forza 还有这跟迪士尼一样相关的。 对，重点是大家还要有 Xbox Series X 才有办法玩的，那大部分全部都是包含在Xbox Game Pass 里头。其实 Game Pass 是有它不错的功能的，如果跟 Sony 的这个 PlayStation Plus 比起来的话，它的 Game Pass 可以玩的游戏款项还又多，然后又蛮新的。对，可是它是租赁制，缺点就是这样子，就是说游戏永远不会是你的，除非你把那一款买下来这样。而且Game Pass 它还有一个游戏上架的时间点的，所以如果它上架的游戏在时间内它要下架的时候，它下了你就玩不到了，就没了。你要等下一次，如果它有在上架的时候，等可以玩。那就把它当成租录影带的概念去想，对。但是对像我不太喜欢买片收藏的人来说，我觉得 Game Pass 有个不错的选择，但我觉得稍微贵了一点，对，一个月要300多块，对。不过它这么多款游戏混在里头，都是 Game Pass 独占的话，我觉得今年的 Game Pass 搞不好应该有搞头，对。我说微软。好，看来微软的 showcase 就到这边结束了。終わりましたね。
之前微软好像还有野心 XGP 要上老任主机。
XP 要上老任主机，对。但我觉得应该蛮难的，对。任天堂应该今年看会不会介绍新的 Switch， 对，这个也是蛮期待的，对。Xbox Series X， 感谢，应该是 KT 是不是？拍谁？画面挡住。ありがとうございます。放锯条。有听说他们要合作，是不是？好，应该是感谢我们的 KT 上，donate，ありがとうございます。好，看来今年的 Xbox 的介绍可能就到这边结束了哦。那蛮多款游戏，我觉得是值得大家可以期待的。不过很多款游戏都是在年底或者是在明年的时候发售哦。包括 Halo 无限，还有这个 Infinity， 其他的游戏都是非常不错的选择。所以大致上他也是想要推有关于 Game Pass 的部分。对，所以 Game Pass 的话，大家下半年度可以买的。重点是你要用 PC 玩或是用这个 Xbox 玩都可以，嘿，重点是要有，嘿，对。So this， 好，那看它已经结束了的样子 ，OK。再来，SQUARE-ENIX的话是3点左右会有直播，
jam-packed opening with
所以
Starfield，
到时候这是什么直播
the new game from Arcane, Bethesda opening and closing the show.
Summer Game Feast
really
第4。
So I thought a lot of games across the board.
是另外的，是不是
？From Xbox, which was really great to see. A lot of stuff in Game Pass as well, right? We saw it again and again and again. With a lot of
2个钟头前，所以他已经讲2个钟头了。
The fact that there were that many games that they were putting together, I thought
同样时间都有那么多游戏混在一起，真是痛苦。
They had all that awesome.
最后一台空气净化器。
One of the big reveals, of course, was Starfield. Todd Howard opening the show, and we're going to look at that right now. Again, here is the Starfield trailer. Check it out.
Oh,
刚才那段怎么没有字幕了？
这个没有字幕的。哦，没了。这个好像是 Summer Game Feast。所以下一个会是 SQUARE-ENIX， 我不知道什么时候会上。
But that we have measured it. You're part of Constellation now.
part of our family. What you've found, it's the key to unlocking everything.
这时跳到其他的直播。
对，这是别的直播。
This is all we've been working towards.
今天到底有多少个直播？看到这超多。
Of humanity's final journey.
Prepare for departure.
Okay.
Graviton loop array full check. Your space lane is clear.
That's why we're here.
Main engines go. Ignition.
To discover what's out there.
Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
Yosh.
There you go, Starfield.
这个就没有字幕了。
巴哈网页写的直播节目时间表，连结懒得念。
有，再来应该是3点时刻安尼克斯。这个我有看到，可是他好像没有给连结。3点15分。
which was the Skyrim date, which we announced at the
SQUARE-ENIX E3 showcase.
So it's cool to see that he's calling the ball. He likes that date, 11/11 for 22. So we'll see that game next holiday season. For Xbox, it felt like the big holiday games. Forza Horizon, which will be coming out later this year, and Halo Infinite. They confirmed the campaign and multiplayer will be coming.
43分钟以后会。
I think we saw as much Halo as we thought we might see. We didn't really see any new campaign beyond sort of the trailer campaign gameplay, but the multiplayer looked pretty good.
SQUARE-ENIX presents E3
2021
live.
More about that game coming on the Xbox anniversary year and Halo's anniversary, the 20th anniversary. So it was good, but I thought it was curious that that was sort of in the middle of the show. Didn't open or close. We actually had Bethesda opening and closing the show with 2 trailers. But as Phil Spencer mentioned at the end, lots of games
先来休息一下。
And I have to say, Xbox did a really good job of just showing a bunch of games from a bunch of developers across the industry. And it was nice to see so many sort of different studios represented. I mean, even Outer Worlds 2, massive announcement from Obsidian. That was in there, and that was a cool CG piece that they had on that one. So overall, really exciting to see that many games all combined in the showcase. I thought it was a pretty tight show overall. Like things moved.
介绍新游戏，每年大概1次。
你还会继续看的话，我就去弄点宵夜来。
应该会啦，都已经撑到现在的话，我就撑得住。大家可以先挂着，然后看一下这个 Summer Game Feast。
And Rod's going to join me.
好，我请大家滚加几下
and we're going to show some gameplay, B-roll.
大家星期棒流，我要看的朋友可以稍等一下。
Which is an awesome game.
如果会想睡觉就赶紧睡。
I think this year since its release. So talk with Rod for a little bit, and then at 12:15 we're gonna go to the SQUARE-ENIX Presents presentation. That's going to last around sort of 45 minutes, I think, to the top of the hour, 1 o'clock. So that's kind of roughly what we're doing. Then I'm going to take some Q&A and questions and stuff like that. But right now, let's check in with Rod to talk about all things Diablo. So that's about 10 minutes with Rod, and then we'll come back and we'll get ready for Square. So enjoy this. All right, our Xbox post show continues. Joining me now is Rod Ferguson from Blizzard. Rod, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. Lots of good information and new things seen recently.
Yes, it's a fun weekend of games and lots of great things coming out. And in the midst of the pandemic, developers have been working hard, including all your teams, Diablo, and big news in the Xbox briefing. We have a date for D2, right?
We do, finally, yeah. September 23rd is when it's coming out this year. Yeah, we're very excited. We did some earlier testing. We did the alpha this year, and the response to that was fantastic. And that's really what gave us the confidence to be able to go in and call our date now. And, and now that we've announced the date, we're getting ready for some multiplayer testing. So look to August for a multiplayer beta.
Yes, no, it's exciting to see that we knew it was hopefully coming this year, but it's not easy to develop these games, work from home. But I know you've got multiple teams working on Diablo projects. Before we get too deep into D2 again, give us a bit of an overview of, we obviously know you for all your incredible work over the years on, at Epic, BioShock and Gears. You came to Blizzard really to kind of own the Diablo franchise and oversee it. D2 Resurrected is part of it, but you're also working on Diablo 4 Immortal as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Diablo 3 out there right now. People can play today. And Diablo Immortal, we're doing alpha testing, right now as part of with Australia and Japan and Korea, we're doing some tests with Immortal, which we're excited about, getting a lot of great response there. D2R, we just coming soon, and we hope people enjoyed seeing the little snippet of the cinematics that we've been sort of promising, the remake that I haven't seen before. And now D4, yeah, we're deep in development, and we've been doing these quarterly blogs ever since we announced, and we got one coming up at the end of the month. At the end of June, we'll be focusing on characters and character art, and so we're excited to get another another blog out to the community.
Amazing, yeah. It's lots of things going on, but let's move back to sort of D2 and the trailer in Xbox. Obviously coming to console, it's in the Xbox event, which is everyone excited about it. But tell me about the idea to remaster it. Obviously there's sort of the anniversary aspect, but also just the fact that the game is so legendary. I was remembering when you guys first announced it, like being on a boat in San Francisco Bay for the launch party for Diablo 2 with the guys from Blizzard North at the time. When you came to Blizzard, was it already this was already sort of in process to some degree, right? But I'm curious about the decision to master it, the why, and why now.
Yeah, you hit on it right away. It's just a really important game to Blizzard. It's such a phenomenal. It sort of kind of set the standard. Pretty much any ARPG you play today, you can kind of trace back and see roots coming from D2, and so it just felt like it's an important game. And as we're about to kind of have Diablo reemerge, it's almost been 10 years since Diablo 3 came out. This is going to be. We felt like this was a good step in to reignite that core audience and core fan, and sort of pay homage to that classic that is D2. And we wanted to do it in a really meaningful way, and so leaning in with 4K visuals and surround sound and completely remaking the cinematics shot for shot, all those sorts of things, just bringing that extra attention and making it feel very modern but staying true to the classic that it is.
Yeah, the cinematics, we got, as you said, a glimpse of that in the trailer on Xbox, and Blizzard cinematics are in a league of their own. And you guys, this wasn't just up-resing or re-rendering, which probably wouldn't hold up a couple of decades later of Diablo 2. So the team went in and remade. How many minutes of cinematics are in this?
Yeah, it's about 27. You remember, it's the original game plus the expansion, Lord of Destruction. And so, yeah, we just felt like, we looked at it. There's been stuff done on the web. You can actually look at a YouTube up-res, and you kind of look at it and you go, that doesn't really do it justice, And so we talked about it, and even talked about, do you change the style? Do you tell the story differently? Do you use different ways of telling that story? And we just felt like, no, we have to do it and recreate it. And so, but we wanted to feel super modern and bring the fidelity of what you can do with CG in the video. So we decided to go in and just do shot for shot, not try to, have different camera angles and different characters and different way of telling the story, just trying to take what was there and just recreate it in a modern way, I think I'm excited that people got to see glimpses of it. And I can't wait that over the next couple of months, people get to see a lot more.
Yeah, no, based on even what you were showing in that trailer, it does feel like it, just the way shots are done and everything has been sort of, evolved, right. With the times. That's why I love it, sort of inspired by, but it's not the exact pixels, right. Kind of re-rendered. You guys went in and made, effectively another mini movie, which must have been tons of fun for the cinematics team to sort of take. I'm sure cinematics had inspired them to come to Blizzard in the first place, and now get to do them again.
Oh yeah, we even worked with people like Jeff Chamberlain, who's there for the original, and so a lot of the stuff we can go back and say, what was your intent in that moment at that time, and we could bring that forward. And a lot of it is because it was 21 years ago. Some of that stuff is kind of muddy, it's like low res, and so going in and being able to tell more in sort of environmental storytelling, like, hey, when the exit from the sanatorium, are those beetles on the floor or spiders? And it's like, no, they're beetles. Like, and what's going on in the background of the opium den? And it's like, oh, I can actually see that now. And so it's been really kind of interesting to not only retell that story the way it was, but add some sort of like more detail into the background.
Yeah. Looks incredible, so I can't wait to see more of that. Let's get to the gameplay. You did the technical alpha test, which you guys, after you announced it at BlizzCon online, you mentioned that was coming. What was the overall kind of reaction to that? I mean, I know it was very much a test. Sometimes these things I feel like are kind of marketing activation sometimes for games, but you guys really were doing it early and getting feedback. What was the response from the fans? What has it impacted or changed about the approach?
Yeah, I mean, it was the response was phenomenal. I mean, it just sort of when you're going in and you're working with such a classic, you're kind of the biggest concern is don't mess it up, right? Like don't screw it up. Like, and so when you're making decisions about what do you keep as parity versus what's the quality of life you want to add, like for example, auto gold pickup, like a contemporary RPG, you walk by the gold and it sucks it up, and you're not clicking on individual coins the way you did back 21 years ago. And so we made a bunch of decisions like that. Oh, we're going to add more stash space, and we're going to have a shared stash and that kind of stuff. And we were worried, like, are we going too far? Or are we not going far enough? And so the response to the alpha was fantastic. And so we got lots of great feedback, which is what we really wanted. We wanted to hear what the players thought of what we were doing. And so we're responding to that. We heard some gameplay stuff, we heard some visuals stuff, and we even partnered with able gamers, and when we had some disabled gamers play so that we could make sure that we were, like, there's only so much you can do with a 21-year-old game, but we wanted to see, are there blockers or things we can sort of help with to make the game more accessible. So it was that kind of stuff. The feedback was great. And like I said, it sort of solidified our vision, and so that allowed us to be like, oh yeah, we feel good about shipping this year.
Yeah, and the next phase, as was teased in the Xbox trailer, is the multiplayer beta that's going to be coming in August. We saw mention of it, but can you give us any scope on sort of what's going to be in the multiplayer beta, or what can we expect?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is it's big differences from the beta to the alpha are that it's multiplayer, like it's going to be able to play online, and you're playing on like Blizzard servers, so it'll be all data centers in the cloud, that kind of stuff, right? So it'll be centralized to be able to play online with friends. It's coming to console. So, in the alpha, you couldn't play on console, so you can play on console here. And we've added 2 more classes. So we're bringing the Druid and the Paladin to the class list. So now you'll have 5 classes to pick from as you play through the beta. So, and we're also going to have an early access. So if you pre-order the game, the pre-order's out now. And so if you pre-order, you'll get into the first round of beta testing. And then sometime later, we'll have an open beta where anybody can get in and play.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, so people can lock their spots in now for it in August, and as you said, that's awesome. You've got 5 classes, multiplayer content, and you mentioned console. I don't think Diablo 2 was ever on console, right? I mean, this was
yeah, not Diablo 2, no. So and you see, like, with the success that Diablo 3 has on console, and it's also just part of getting the game to in as many players' hands as possible. It is a classic game, and so we looked at how can we reach more gamers? Because the funny thing is like there are people who weren't even born when the original came out 21 years ago, right? And so we're like, how can we reach everybody or as many people as possible? And bringing it to console, allowing those players to play it, and having cross progression. So now, your characters, your loot, they're all wherever you play. Like, and you're all sort of working towards that same progression.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great point about these remastered. Sometimes people online are like, why are these being remastered? And what I say to people, it's like you, is that there are people now that when a lot of these games first came out, and it's like they're so great, and to experience them, but obviously rebirthed in such an awesome way by developers that built them, with you guys remastering the cinematics and the core gameplay, looks incredible and holds up to this day, I think, especially with the refreshed sort of visuals and sound you guys have added into it. So yeah, it looks incredible, and I'm so glad we have a date. I wanted to ask you just broadly, like, because you have all these teams, and folks
没
are working
Q
from
的
home,
我
everyone
那
tells
时
me
已
that
经破
things
台
have
想
slowed
算
down
了，也没
definitely
打客
across
服。
the industry, right? With people working from home, but it feels
一
like
堆
you
人
guys
被
have
盗
made a
账
ton
号
of
都被
progress,
拆
right? I
去
mean, it
刷
still
钱。
baffles me that even coming out of the Xbox event, people have such high expectations, right, of all these things that they think are going to be, announced or shown. And from a developer perspective, like, what is all your teams like? Has it been slower, work from home to do this stuff, or like, what's your take on kind of the impact of all this over the past year?
Yeah, I don't think it's been like crazy slow. Like, there are certain things that are easier, and like we found engineering, like programmers kind of do better when they're like not being distracted by the office place, as an example.
Yeah.
But there are challenges around things like dedicated hardware, like dev kits, and trying to do local co-op testing on a console, for example, is more challenging. Getting access to an audio room, specialized audio room for surround sound mixing and those types of things. So there are aspects of it, but we've seen just, we've been very much supported by Blizzard. We transitioned really quickly. As I had 8 days in the office before we were at home, and people had their computers and people were able to work. And so they set up like stations to get toilet paper and paper towel. And then recently they just did a vaccination clinic where we had like 3 different sessions and over multiple weeks to get fully vaccinated. So like the support of Blizzard plus the resiliency of the team means we haven't seen like a drastic slowdown. It's just, we had to be more creative, and it's been interesting, like to go from the type of place where I'm leading in front of people to, all my meetings are through a camera and trying to inspire and try to work and collaborate. It's been definitely challenging, but it hasn't been like, tragic in terms of how, like the team's strong, and we found a way through it. So it's been good.
Well, you certainly have, in that we have a date for this, and it's, I guess, pre-orders are open now. And as you mentioned, the multiplayer beta will be in August, so we're looking forward to checking that out and
第二
seeing
重置
more glimpses of those
1290
cinematics, which look incredible.
我现在登
Yeah,
录
we're gonna have
暴
lots
雪，
more stuff
我
to show
发
as
现
we
我
work
的
our way
斗
along.
阵
So
特
I'm
工
excited
没
for everybody
了
to。see it, and I'm excited for everybody to play it. It's really fun. It's the authentic experience. Like right under the covers is that 2D
买
sprite
游
game
戏
you
没
know and
完就
love. You
没
press
人
one
权
key
骂
and
砍我
you're
游
back
戏
to
气
21
源。
years ago at 800 by 600.
要
But
找一下
you
界
can
面
play in
改
this
了之
Oh, I
beautiful
think
后
that's so
便很
cool
难
that
找
it
到游戏。
proves that it is like still the same game at the core, right? And it's like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, what did you hit the monster? Yes or no is coming from the original game. What loot is being dropped? What's the skill power? All that is being driven by the original game. We put a nice shiny
I
presentation
think
layer
that's
on
so
top
cool,
of it.
because it's not, it's like, is it all the, even just the, is it the hits and the physics, for lack of a better term, was sort of like what was possible 20 years ago, which I know is quite the physics of today, but it's like the fact that is the root of the game is so cool that, and you guys have built on top of that. So I'm very excited to check it out, and yeah, maybe we'll go out in a boat in San Francisco to celebrate this launch or something.
I'm down if you are, Jeff.
With some fancy cocktails, Rod. I know.
It's always, as long as there's a blender involved, I'm in.
All right. Well, we can't wait to see more. Thanks for stopping by, and great to see the announcement of the release date and the multiplayer beta today in the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. Thanks for stopping by, Rod.
Thanks for having me. Had a good time.
Yep, see you soon. I'm back. That was Rod Ferguson. Great seeing Rod with us, and I see Rod in an Xbox show with his game Diablo 2 Resurrected. He obviously was in Xbox for many years for all his work on the Gears of War franchise, and it's nice to see him at Blizzard now, heading up all things Diablo, which is Diablo Immortal, which is the mobile game, Diablo 4, which is not coming out this year, but they're working hard on it as the next Diablo, and of course Resurrected, which they announced is coming in September with the multiplayer beta in August. So we've got about a half an hour here to catch up with you guys, and I thought I'd just do some Q&A questions from you guys in the community. I'd love to get your thoughts on the Xbox show overall, and if you have any thoughts, just pop them in chat and we'll talk about them. But overall, again, I think the things that I walk away with is that so much stuff is on Game Pass. They showed 30 games, 27 of them are coming to Game Pass. So a pretty cool selection of games across the board. Lots of big games in there. Battlefield showing that gameplay. Bethesda opening and closing the show with Starfield and the brand new vampire game from Arcane. So that was exciting.
中场休息来吃个冰好了。
Show. We got to see more of Halo. Got to see multiplayer for the first time. That's going to be free, so that's pretty exciting. Free multiplayer for Halo.
烟抽太少才会咳嗽。
So
烟抽太多了，刚刚一次抽了3根。
Holiday we're going to get Halo
抽太多了，看。
together is what Joe Staten said.
好不好
on stage, so we'll look forward to seeing kind of more of that. But overall, really, solid effort from Xbox overall, and was nice to see them coming back and doing something really strong for all the fans. So, all right, I'm going to jump over to featured chat. If you guys have questions, drop them into the chat, and we will answer some of them here. Let's see. All right, first one.
照这种状况下去，会不会以后的电玩展都变成线上？照这种状况来讲，那个疫情还没有完全，全世界还没有。
I
之前我觉得3年以内应该都是这样。
也好，
就省了
I think
出国去看秀的那个
Horizon 5
钱
looked amazing with the gameplay that they showed of that.
省下来买游戏也是不错。
It's a fair comment that Starfield was not gameplay.
慢慢有点习惯电玩展。
Halo they showed gameplay, obviously multiplayer.
他们的行销预算也变低了。
But it's always
然后那种办活动的那种厂商就哀叫，没有生意可以做。
versus sort of CG pieces and whatnot, especially with the challenges of building games.
So
I think that's a fair comment. But I thought what the gameplay we did see looked really, really strong, and I thought Forza Horizon really was a standout for me, at least in terms of gameplay and visuals and the feel of that. Looked really great, and there'll be a 4K version of that briefing that's going to be posted up online now that you guys will be able to watch. So I thought that was a real standout for me from a gameplay perspective, which was exciting. One thing that we didn't hear about, which was rumored, was acquisitions of sort of new studios joining the Microsoft family. It was very much focused on games, which is what they said, but still there were rumors of crazy acquisitions or things being announced. None of that. It really was focused just on pure games across the board, and some really awesome indie games. The game Somerville that was in there. I don't know if you guys caught that. I thought that was really, really cool. And there was also that Last Night style game, Resurrected. What was it? You guys will know in the chat, but it was a really cool kind of pixel art style game, which I thought looked really, really cool. And it's called like Stray Cat Studios. I followed them on Twitter. I was like, I think I've heard of that game before, but it looked really fantastic. That was a standout for me, at least artistically, which I thought was really, really good. All right, let's see. Did they show Tarkov? Yes, we showed that back on Thursday. But I think Twitch was showing something on that today as well. All right, let's see. Next question here. All right. Let's see. Are there any advantages of doing a show like Summer Game Fest Kickoff Live as opposed to pre-recording it ahead of time? Good question. There are some advantages. I love the energy of a live show, and that's why, like, I with all my shows, I try and do them live. I just think it's fun to sort of be there. I feel the energy, and, like, to me, it would be very different when I was introducing Elden Ring if I was, like, taping it 2 weeks ago. Like, I feel the energy of the crowd. Like, I'm, sitting on my phone reading Twitter live whenever a trailer goes up in my shows.
我觉得这家伙真蛮厉害的，那是一手催生的这个直播节目。对，每年在办那个游戏大赏的奖，他都会当主持人。
I put my phone away because I really want to feel what people, the energy of the crowd. So I really like that aspect of it. So it's fun for me. It's hard right now to do live shows, and we obviously don't have audiences. But yeah, I'm a big fan of doing things live. Gamescom Opening Night Live will be live. The Game Awards will be live. I don't really like the idea of pre-recording things if I can. I love the idea of sort of doing stuff. And the Xbox show was recorded earlier. It kind of ran live, but I think they recorded it a week or two ago. So good question. Let's see. Next question. The Outer Worlds trailer made fun of itself for not having gameplay. Yeah, that was kind of fun with, talking about the lens flare and all that. It's a little bit Outer Worlds style. But yeah, I mean, I think that game sounds like it's pretty early. If you believe the trailer, they don't really know what they're doing. But sometimes it's good to just confirm games because they're in development and it's eventually going to leak that the game's being made. So I think that was just more of a confirmation, like, hey, this game is coming, which was pretty good. Let's see. Next question. Yeah, Plague Tale Requiem, the sequel to Plague Tale, that was really cool.
我也听不懂英文，但是有听到他一直咳咳咳。
That was exciting. Let's see.
Looking follow.
Yes. What is the Warner Brothers show? People have been asking me this. The Warner Brothers show is just Back 4 Blood. It's a 10-minute PvP showcase. So it's not a Warner Brothers presentation. There's no Warner Brothers press conference. Really, the only press conferences that remain is the Square one, in terms of a big company one. It's the Square one and the Nintendo one on Tuesday. I think Capcom has a small thing tomorrow. But basically, this year you got Golf Live, it was not Party E3, my own thing, Summer Game Fest, big Xbox show, Square, and then Nintendo. And that's really, I mean, there was Ubisoft yesterday too as well. But I mean, those are really the main anchors. And I know people thought, like, oh, there's a Take-Two one, there's a Warner Brothers one. Just not in the cards for this year in terms of how things are breaking down. Let's see. What did I think of Battlefield 2042? I think some of the environmental stuff is really, really cool with the tornado and some of those effects and everything. I thought that looked really, really cool. And just fresh, right? Obviously, there are a lot of shooters out there, a lot of games in that genre. But I think Battlefield, what they're doing, and 128 players on next gen.
欧美E3是欧美的
effects and stuff looks very fun. I haven't had a chance to play it, but I thought that that looked pretty good. I thought the Stalker trailer looked good as well. I was a little surprised that was the second thing in the show, honestly, but I think it looked really good. And what I do like is it was gameplay, and I'm sure that's part of the reason they put it there is because it was a real good-looking sort of in-engine game. Trailer, which was really nice to see. So, yeah, that's great that game is getting a lot of prominence, right? I mean, that was a big win.
昨天跟二哥嫂煮那个，我在家里煮牛排吃。
What's my opinion of the Pirates of the Caribbean?
东西做太多
I think it's cool. I mean,
然后硬把它吃完了。最近肚子肠胃都不太好。我也好想吃宵夜，但是会怕落塞。
我习惯了，现在都天亮才睡住。
Let's see. Party Animals and Slime Rancher 2. Yes, I knew those were probably coming, and it was fun to see those.
中午之前就醒，吃牛排吃这么好。
Yeah, I love the indie stuff.
没办法，因为二哥嫂一定要吃肉，所以我一定要生肉出来。对，猪肉跟牛肉都有，买了一堆放在家里。大概一个礼拜吃个2次这样，就是煎牛排，我煎。
What do I think about the multiplayer Halo Infinite being free to play and separate from the campaign? I think it's good. You know, and also it's free to play, but it's also a Game Pass Day 1 game, right? So it's kind of like you have Game Pass, which most of you probably do if you have an Xbox at this point. It's all kind of free in a way, right? So I think it's smart. But again, I think it's most people are going to have to play both anyways. And I'm curious to see more of the campaign. They showed a little bit of a campaign trailer. We didn't see any campaign gameplay. So it does feel like Halo. I want to see more on Halo, right? But I think it's a great idea to say multiplayer free to play. If anything, people love the multiplayer. And I will say a lot of these games, you know, Battlefield has no campaign. And a lot of these games, it's like multiplayer is a big part of things for people. I love the story campaigns, right, and the single player stuff. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with that.
3集已经1个月，我也在思考要开始买一些烹饪设备，只靠一个电汤匙不太够。
真的，你买个电磁炉吧。就是如果没有那种可以炒地方，电磁炉有一些锅子是可以拿来炒东西吃，然后你也可以煮东西，就基本上应该电磁炉是 OK 的。不然你就要买那种补充式瓦斯罐的那一种瓦斯炉，可是那个危险性又，你还要买瓦斯瓶，很麻烦。还有一种那种什么多功能的那一种什么炉啊，就是你可以煮锅，然后也可以炒菜。我知道也是接电的。
煎炒要先买还是微波要先买？
你如果买微波炉的话，要买那个微波炉专用的那种炒锅，就是有用锅子在。微波炉是可以感应的那种锅子，你要看一下。其实你到那种那个叫什么宜德家哦，尼多里的话，它就有卖很多可以用微波炉可以煎炒的锅子，或者你到大卖场也可以啊。 应该都有卖。
缺
点就是它没有办法翻炒，应该说你翻起来它就会感应不到，那你要放下去一样。不过翻炒本来就是就是翻起来哔感应不到，然后再下去感应到了这样。可是基本上你如果不需要翻炒，什么炒饭那种需要翻炒的话，我觉得是没差了，就直接也不用翻炒。然后我自己还要买那种气炸锅，气炸锅也蛮好用。不过你如果不喜欢吃炸物的话，我觉得是不用了，因为它是拿来炸薯条跟鸡块是很方便。但是除此之外，其他的煎牛排不好吃。对。
Do I think we'll see more Elden Ring in the Bandai Namco showcase on June 15th? I don't know. I don't know that
还有15分钟。
I don't think it's sort of a press conference-y kind of thing that I don't really know, but we'll have to see. But I think
it's, 开个游戏来打一下。
The big press conferences sort of happen. I think that, there'll be showcases and there'll be games showing, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, stay tuned for more stuff over the next few days, just in general, right, with more shows coming. But yeah, I don't know that will be sort of a big press conference-y style moment, just in terms of managing your expectations around all this stuff. I'm sure there will be great games showing and great content. But what we tried to do with Summer Game Fest is really curate and make sure that the events that are listed,
微波炉，然后再买一个可以感应微波炉的炒锅。这样就可以了。
as part of it, and I think the Square thing that is coming.
我的建议会是这样。然后也有一种，看那种是叫什么多功能的什么锅啊？找一下啊，看一下 PC Home。
So we already know there'll be a reveal there. We know they're going to talk more about Black Panther coming to Avengers. I imagine Life is Strange will be in there since that's coming out later this year. So there'll be some big stuff in that. Do I think Take-Two will show off a new GTA? Okay, I said this yesterday. The Take-Two event that is supposedly having at E3 it's a panel about diversity and inclusivity in the industry. It's not about announcing games. And I think it's awesome they're doing that panel. But yeah, there's no press conference from Take-Two or Rockstar that is happening over the next few days. So just fair warning around that. Let's see. What games am I currently playing? I can tell you what I'm currently playing. I am playing Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and I am not finished yet because I've been so busy with Summer Game Fest stuff, but I want to get back to that. And I'm really, really excited to that. But that's the one that I'm playing currently right now. All right, guys, we're going to do some more questions. Keep queuing up the questions in the Q&A, and we'll go through that in a minute. But right now, we're going to look. Let's look again at the Starfield teaser trailer that was just revealed.
什么可以煎煮炒炸？我不知道这好不好用哦，而且它很小，这个看起来好小。就是可以煮锅又可以炒这样，这个是一个方式啊。嘿。
感觉一定要买到2种以上才有办法实现我的愿望。
是没错了，你还要煮饭，对不对？饭锅，饭锅就要买大象牌或是老虎牌，Tiger。饭锅就没办法了，不然你可以，刚刚那个应该可以煮饭的，锅宝那个玩意。可是你没有办法同时间做2件事情，的确。你煮饭就是要把饭煮完才开始炒菜。
This is all we've been working towards. We've come to the beginning of humanity's final journey.
Prepare for departure. Graviton loop array full check. Your space lane is clear.
That's why we're here.
好懒哦，我再想想看。
To discover what's out there.
Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
外世界。我最近的话入手蛮多支游戏，真的是没有什么余力玩，觉得很累。
Play it. There you go, Starfield. Play it day one on Xbox Game Pass. Really, really awesome that Todd is back. Didn't learn a ton. It was very much a teaser trailer, but it's cool to kind of get a vibe and tone of what I'm sure is going to be a very ambitious game from Todd and the team. All right, we're going to look now at another announcement from yesterday. This was the new Avatar game from Ubisoft Massive, which is going to be a first-person open-world game. That was what closed the Ubisoft event yesterday. So let's take a look at that, and we're about 10 minutes away from Square. And
可以买一种电炒锅，蛮好用的，可以炒，可以烤。
Don't worry. Stay tuned. I'll answer some more questions.
可以炒，可以烤。
哎，
哪一种啊？你可以推荐给 KT 看看。这个我就不知道。干，有些游戏都玩过，没什么特别好玩。小精灵好了。下面那是 K 娜。不行啊！小精灵玩这个我怎么看不到画面？干！这个游戏什么城市设计？这个我再找时间跟大家介绍，这个应该蛮有趣的。
搜寻电烤盘就可以了，多用途。
电烤盘。
感谢推荐，我研究看看。
对，但你煮饭都一定得要有一个煮饭锅吧？就是不然就先煮好一堆饭，然后有些放冰箱，那只要到时候。再来蒸一蒸热就可以吃。阿凡达，下那么多游戏，是要想。看直播好了。阿凡达跟 Fortnite 真的是很多的。那个叫什么异业合作
Just kidding, I'm back. All right, let's do some more questions from you guys. Drop them in the Twitch chat, and I'll answer questions for 5 minutes here so we can get ready for Square. All right, so let's see. Question-wise, Jeff is the Elden Ring.
刚刚的名字是 Avatar。
Glad I never have to put my Elden Ring clown makeup on again. Okay.
就是 Avatar 跟 Fortnite 合作的。
Is Avatar going to be a PvP game? I don't know.
是吗
？They've shared very little about that overall, besides just
还是就是单纯，好像 Avatar 本来就有出游戏。
It is first person open world. So
我刚刚没仔细看。
Like I imagine it will be.
阿凡达。
See, Jeff, what do I think will be added in the Death Stranding director's cut? Great question. Will things be added? Will things be cut? Will I get cut? I don't know. Yeah, hopefully Mr. Kojima will share more about what's exactly going on there. You know, you guys know his twisted mind, I have no doubt that there will be some unexpected twists and turns to what's in the director's cut in terms of content. And obviously the trailer we showed on Thursday made it certainly seem like there will be some different elements, right? I mean, that scene obviously was not something that I played in the game, unless it was some side mission or something, or side quest, but I don't think it was. Actually, I got that here. You want to watch Death Stranding? Let's do it. Nothing wrong with more Kojima. Here's the Death Stranding director's cut, and we'll look at that, and Square will be up in about, I think,
死亡搁浅的导演版实在是
right here in about 8 minutes. So here's Death Stranding.
可能不会想买，太累了。已经那个原来的版本我就玩到觉得好累，应该不会考虑。哦，还有5分钟，那等一下 ，SQUARE-ENIX 的 present 应该就会有了。不过它这种都是衔接上去 ，Summer Showcase 对，所以可能搞不好看这个，等一下就会有。可是我想看日文版，对，所以我们还是要切成他们的官方。现在的画面是
现在的画面是外送员进入一个受感染的社区。
没错，然后他就跳到箱子里去了。看他这个游戏真的是反映了现在我们真实世界的状况，对，每个人说要送货这样。
小岛不知道样在附什么梗了。
要看他下一款新的作品了，对啊。
There you go, Death Stranding director's cut from Hideo Kojima.
导演版我比较没有觉得。
5 minutes away
我跳进去又跳出来了。
So we're gonna watch
我跳进去又跳出来了。
And then after that, I'm gonna do like a marathon Q&A question with you guys, with everything as we wait for the Back 4 Blood
外送员导演版
that'll be coming up as well. But before we go, let's watch that awesome Elden Ring trailer. Somebody asked for it. Let's do it one more time, and then Square is gonna be up next.
我这个宫崎英高的那一片。这个我超期待的，伊甸之什么的，伊甸传奇是不是？我忘记是什么。绝对会入手。
Guided by grace, once lost. The Golden Order is broken to its core.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Someone must extinguish thy flame.
They will fight, and they will die.
这款今年会出吗？还是明年？应该是明年吧。不过恶魔灵魂都还没破台，我在等其他朋友买 PS5。干。
PS5 我看等疫苗都打到了，都还没有过。
有可能哦，真的。哦，伊甸之魂。
There's the date, January 21st, 2022. All right, this is the Square feed. We are just about a minute away from this, so I'm going to turn up the volume and we're all going to watch together. So enjoy Square Enix Presents, and we'll come back afterwards for a marathon Q&A session. So enjoy the show, guys. Back right after.
Oh.对呀、啊，
之后又会变小声。
不过草牛刚就吓到了。好了。
这音乐超吵。
好的。
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Matt Mercer here, and I'm back as your host of Square Enix Presents. Today, we have a special E3 edition of the show for you, with new game announcements, updates, and exciting news from our studios across the
globe.
So let's kick off with the world premiere of a brand new game from Eidos Montreal. We hope you enjoy the show.
Square 应该没有什么几只可以玩的吧
？I am so proud of you.
誇らしいわ。
Do you know what a birthright is, Peter?
星际义工队。
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No, Rocket. So
真的，星际义工队啊？是吗？我不知道那个名字叫什么。
So we got fined. We appear to be 6,963 units short. I know. We clearly need a plan.
对，星爵出现。 看这应该是用那个 Marvel 那个引擎做的吧？是 Avenger 的，应该是 Avenger 那款游戏的引擎，我猜。看，那这个游戏一定，我猜我朋友他们公司应该有代工，大概。对，看起来真的是同引擎。
We're all professionals here, right? Maybe we can work something out.
You had one job, Quill.
I did exactly
女
what?
朋友不见了吗？
朋友不见。
Gamora, no killing teammates.
那个绿色的那
Literally
个
in your contract.
这个星球。
Such commitments.
有啦，还是出来了。
We can do this together. Fucking great, Quill!
哦，好可爱，就是这个。やばいな。
Hi, my name is Fu, senior producer here at Eidos Montreal. For the past few years, we've had the privilege to work on our version of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and reimagine it into a single-player, story-driven, third-person action-adventure game. It's our own fresh take on the Guardians and something that's really unique to our games that you get to be here as Star-Lord. You're constantly in the middle of the action as you try to lead this band of misfits. But today, I'm really excited to have all of you join us on this journey, and you'll hear more about the game from our team behind this project.
跟电影应该是不一样。那应该会有版权问题，所以应该都是
cosmic characters. Growing up as a kid, I read them, enjoyed them, loved them. I had the opportunity to write for Marvel on some of their cosmic titles. I went back with the help of Bill Roseman, the editor, and kind of cherry-picked characters from Marvel's past.
The opportunity here was to build a team, but to make it all underdogs, so that the reader would think, "Oh my gosh, how is this team going to survive?"
这个大家可以观望一下，虽然我都这样讲，但我一定还是会如果有书一定买单玩。
I remember the first time that the Marvel crew came to Montreal, we were showing them the design of the characters, how they would look, and they stayed silent. I don't know if it's a minute, but in my head it was a minute. I was like, oh my god, like they hate it.
We realized how much that Marvel and Eidos Montreal share and have in common, and that we knew the Guardians were in perfect hands.
Looking at the samples that Eidos were kind enough to show me, I think he's fantastic and absolutely in the spirit of what these characters are.
What makes the gameplay experience unique to me is no matter in what phase of the game you are, whether you're in exploration or you're fighting, the Guardians are constantly around you and you never feel alone. While you're the leader, the Guardians will also challenge you and make decisions on their own, and you will have to adapt to it.
You are literally part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The decisions you'll make will have lighthearted to haunting repercussions, and the game will react to what you do and say.
Gamora, no killing teammates.
Says who?
It's literally in your contract.
I made no such commitment.
You are playing as Star-Lord and you're using your blasters and you're using your jet boots.
Star-Lord is really empowering. He's very agile on the battlefield. He can slide and over with his jet boots. Of course, he has his elemental blasters that have different powers as well. And on top of all of this, he can use the unique abilities of his Guardians.
We're not pirates. We're legally incorporated heroes for hire.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No.
The story is about a group of misfits, the Guardians. In our world, they've been together for less than a year. They create something on a small scale that looks insignificant. And as they progress through the story, they discover that they create something really big that threatens the galaxy.
There are a lot of very interesting villains in the Marvel franchise. And when you're starting to work on a story like this, you get to get your pick of which ones will make the best for this story. That gives us the opportunity to bring in some that are well known, but some that are also not all that well known.
竟然有阿奇最爱的升龙拳。
对啊，升龙拳。然后讲说，除了蜘蛛人以外，我都没有兴趣。所以日本对蜘蛛人比较有兴趣的。
Interpreting it in its own way, I think, makes it feel incredibly fresh and exciting. It's not a matter of trying to replicate the comic or trying to replicate the film. It's trying to take the medium you're working in and make the best version of Guardians out of that.
这游戏可能在日本不看好。
说不定就没多少游戏只能放长一点。
对，有可能。哦，实机游玩的，对，不用了啦。这应该 PS5 版应该是 OK 的。对啊，不用看 gameplay 了，赶快跳到下一个。看他日本的留言板很好笑，然后感觉上气氛氛围还不赖。
游戏画面重复了2、3次。
然后我觉得 BGM 还不错，蛮喜欢的。对。这段是什么样的时间啊？他妈烂游戏 skip 了。看留言板比较好笑。看起来就是一部充满洋味的游戏，整个画面好像看电影一样。这个游戏应该是只有海外的玩家才会喜欢吧？还说这游戏是粪game的人，你是宇宙未来的人吗？你怎么会知道是粪game呢？跟蜘蛛人一样是垃圾游戏，我看那么白痴。
He is not offering that, okay?
It could work.
Tell Groot. I guess we could bust him out after.
Absurd. Lady Hellbender seeks the monster within. The small, ugly one is clearly the correct choice.
可不可以把游戏里面的语音换成日文？对。
I vote we sell Groot. I honestly think Lady Hellbender will go for it.
Yeah, well, I vote for not.
干。
I also vote for the creepy.
星际义工对日本大概都没看过。
对，这个欧美大家会比较有兴趣。可是照他这样画面看起来，真的还蛮不错的。
He's unstable and vicious and totally oblivious to the needs of others.
Okay, we get it.
All right, let's do this. Let's go sell a monster.
We're not seriously flying into that.
You say the weather patterns of Seknarf 9 are tied to the temperament of its ruler.
That's not how women work.
Or weather. We're flying the wrong way.
Nah, he's not flying at all.
Guys, relax. Just one minor adjustment.
好了，这如果发 PS5，应该还是会玩一下。我觉得这游戏在日本可能行不通，欧美应该还蛮烫的。台湾应该也蛮吃这一套的。
他们在漫威里面，台湾算是受欢迎的。
可是哦。
All that's left is the merchant part.
漫威也是绝对还不错。
There is no such thing. Right? The fact you ain't sure don't bode so good. Whoa! That is some really crazy lightning out there. Never seen anything like it. Meteorological suicide is what it is.
感觉看起来是还不错的，对。我觉得应该用。哦。用那个复仇者联盟那个引擎做的感觉，应该是。
Stop complaining. The hardship will strengthen your spirit. I face more than enough hardship. Thank you very much.
留言板还是毒蛇。雷平原。
可以下一个游戏了吗？
对啊，连你都说这些。我也觉得 OK 的。这游戏看起来有地雷的预感。干，我在念那个留言板。好的，下一支不用介绍。 然后说，我记得这节目应该只有40分钟而已啊，这个还耗多久啊？对。如果 PS5 同时要买主机的话，我觉得我不会买这款游戏。上面是这样写，整个看起来就是一整个不安的感觉。
这节目只有40分钟哦。
不知道哎，这有多久啊？因为它也没有多少支游戏可以介绍啊，我感觉上。对啊，它已经10分钟了，还在看时机。对，整个留言板已经充满了吐槽的味，吐槽的意味非常深。大家都说可以跳过吗？这款游戏是令和时期令和玩的游戏吗？哦，看起来好无聊这款游戏。留言板哦，不是我自己在讲，我在念留言板。然后想说，算了，我去睡觉好了。干的。这是20年前你的游戏吗？不是吧
？Guess that only applies to cats.
You sons of sharks! Scut-busting act!
I am not familiar with these words. Order the beast to do its job.
大家都想说这段太长喽，太长喽。
Fix the bridge and we'll raise your cut by 5%.
I want 10.
Okay, deal.
这款以来是4人共同过关的动作冒险游戏。
应该也是可以协力吧？我记得复仇者联盟也是有可以协力，对不对？你可以选不同角色而已。可是我觉得真的够了，对，这个时机游戏不用介绍那么长。对，而且你看要掉帧的状况还要拿来介绍，这个不太好。
一开头当然要放还受欢迎的系列作2排到第2款或者中间介绍才对。
大概吧。
一开头放这个真的很多人看了就关掉不看了。
有可能，我他妈的等到3点，结果我在那边看这个看30分钟。
That is definitely in my top 10 fortresses.
嘿，真的很久哎。
Aren't you forgetting something?
15分钟了。
Oh, right. The cage.
The point of even getting the Flarkin thing was looking like we mean business.
All right, Rocket. Time to put on your monster face.
I only got one face, Quill.
Are you sure about this, Peter?
你说我很想赶快看 FF16。
套句猥琐的说法，我裤子都脱了，给我看这个。
This is an affront to democracy. I just think that we might need Rocket on the outside for this one.
Yeah, we noticed.
私はグルート。
You want to make that call, then you better not mess this up.
You hang tight there, bud. When the time comes, I'll get you out of there. Rocket style if I got it.
Drac. Gamora, can you help me with this? What? Why?
To guarantee your safety as our leader.
Ah, come on.
Don't look at me. I ain't pulling that thing. Remember, buddy, menacing, like me, only bigger.
I am Groot.
Not bad, not bad.
火箭没拿枪炮，根本就变成吉祥物了。
Before someone else wants to pull this thing. You're 60 clicks from the fortress.
I'd say closer to 75. We got this.
哦，终于结束了。
Rocky, what are you doing?
还没啊。
好了啦，不要再给我对话，我会疯掉。
可以跳过了吧？
还在播，
还在播，累死我了。大家是来看 FF16 的，哇，实际画面。
That you thought you could rob me, Dweller, feast upon them.
哦，8月26号，哎，快发了耶！哦，预约送特典哦。OK， October 是8月还是10月
？Now we're going to revisit 2 iconic brands that are being remastered for modern platforms. First up, relive the classic games in the Final Fantasy series, and then get one more peek at Legend of Mana ahead of its June 24th launch.
说实在的，游戏感觉我觉得可能还算好玩，但是没有
remake， 果然是2D remake， 就是用那个八方旅人去做的。这之前他是说那个改3D 的。
买了。
Steam， 但是还是没有讲清楚是什么东西耶。哦，圣剑传说，买了。
买啦，哪次不买了？
真的。
光这片头音乐买，10秒的广告比刚刚20分钟还吸引人。
圣剑传说这款应该在 PS1 发的。
你看这个放开头多好，大家就wow。
对对对对，
这款也买。
Up next, Earth's mightiest heroes continue to fight to defend the world in Marvel's Avengers. The team at Crystal Dynamics is excited to share the latest updates with you, including new mission types and a growing roster of heroes.
这款我玩到 PS 烧掉。
Avengers, secure that super weapon.
游戏就不用了，反正。这片我都已经卖掉了。可以了，不用太长，
慢慢微
，30秒就好了，不用那么多。
是漫威，复仇者，漫威大乱斗哦。
对啊，我也觉得应该同引擎。Alios 跟 Crystal Dynamics 好像不太一样，他们分家的，所以有可能。因为这款游戏的发行是10个人一个事。哦，特别长的，你看，圣剑才说几秒，这个多久？那个狂推。
艾尼克斯了吗？
漫威的游戏，蛮多应该都是Square发行，帮他们做发行。
I applaud your efforts to connect with your roots, but as a man who has seen 3 Black Panthers fall, I must warn you of a few things. Many eyes follow the path you are about to walk down.
看到还是漫威啊，还没结束哦，黑豹而已。
游戏没有亮点播那么久。
黑豹，好不好？一样还是漫威的游戏。对。
It is Claw.
黑豹。美日关系破坏，看到我都讨厌漫威电影了。
太多了，今天介绍太多了。
Now it's time to give mobile players a quick look at some of the games that will be available in the coming months.
Good evening, 426. Our intelligence reports a new threat to global stability. Their reach is unlike anything we have seen before. Following Agent 47's disappearance, you were selected because of your remarkable skills. Execution must be perfect. We will strike from the shadows, and they will never know what hit them.
Hitman Sniper， 手机游戏没什么兴趣。
A sad and beautiful tale that echoes throughout eternity.
尼尔。
The first mobile entry in
这
the
款
Nier
库尼
series.
玩得很投入，我有时候玩一下是不错。
Reincarnation.
手游的那个合作。Brave Excuse， 哦，这还在乱哦，这游戏。哦，台湾是期待的DLC，改天再介绍。已经买了还没玩。诶，不是哦，这手机游戏耶，搞错了。
Today, the team at Platinum Games is giving you an exclusive look at the epic world of Babylon's Fall, featuring fluid combat, powerful weapons, and a unique art style.
哦，白金呢？
Built over 1,000 years, it was meant to be a tower of dreams. But for 1,000 more, it was seen as a tower of ruin. Persevering through fire and ice and the coldest of winds, Eventually, the tower became a symbol of unrelenting
该不会是
ambition.
必然幻想吧？
That tower's name is Babylon.
巴比伦。
Does the savior of Neo Babylon stand among us? Let's find out without further ado.
看他们很尼尔的风格啊。
If I'm to die, then I'll die for hope, for what
感
little
觉像
hope
是用
there
尼尔
may
的语
be.
气去改。累了。
Seen through the veil at last, have you?
巴比伦的坠落这样翻译吗？
有可能。这个好像之前有看杂志，看网络有播过，有提过。
Believe only what you see, and you're like to end up seeing only what you believe.
Not but two paths lie ahead. Ascend to
感觉可以期待，这什么平台不知道。
or fall like this one now before you.
Now begins its tale of both hope and despair.
PS4哦 ，PS5也有。OK。
他把影片用慢动作播放，反而让人家感觉不到打斗的爽快感觉。
ニーヨンオートマタのアクションをもっと楽しむためにどうしたらいいかで選ばれたジャンルがハック&スラッシュでしたので、このゲームのコンセプトは端的に言うとニーヨンオートマタのアクションでハック&スラッシュというジャンルを楽しむということになります。
もちろん1人でも遊べるんですけど、4人でダンジョンを攻略していくゲームになります。
コンセプトについては、プレイヤーが、途切れない目標に向かって、アクション、追い求め続けることができると。プレイヤーは、ストーリーを追いながらダンジョンをクリアして上層を目指していくと。入手する装備や素材を集めて自身を強化してカスタマイズしていくと。
ゲームのスタイルとしては、オーソドックスなハック&スラッシュという形ですね。ただアクションがスキルや強い力を引き出すためのトリガーになっているところがポイントかなと思っています。
プレイヤーの背中についているフィデモコピーというのがかなりキーアイテムとなっています。それによって、遊び方とかカスタマイズの方向性っていうのも変わってきます。
ハイファンタジー感というか、その上品さというところはすごい意識してくれっていうふうに言われましたね。カートゥーンチックにならないようにというか、リアルに本当に存在している人たちがいるかのような感じは意識しました。
このゲームは運営型のゲームとして開発しています。発売後も定期的に新しいコンテンツを提供する予定です。
ようやく皆さんに改めてこういった形で発表できたこと本当に私たちも嬉しくなっていますし、まさにこれから開発の佳境になっていくので精一杯頑張っていきたいので、皆さんも引き続き応援よろしくお願いいたします。
Now let's check out the next major entry in the popular Life is Strange series, True Colors. The team at Deck 9 is ready to give you a deeper look at Alex Chen's psychic power of empathy. But first, here's a look at the Life is Strange Remastered Collection.
Feels so weird to be back.
人生
After 5 years,
多
you're
奇
still
妙
Max Caulfield.
这个游戏系列我还是没有玩，好像还不错
What do you remember about
但
us
是
as kids?
找机会再玩好了。
I think about us as little pirates, running and jumping through Arcadia Bay.
We are awesome!
我看不出来差异性在哪里，有差一点点
Come。on, let's dance! Or take my picture with your new camera.
奇幻人生。
奇幻人生。
That's Rachel Amber. After my dad died and you moved, I felt abandoned. Oh, good, you're here. Rachel saved my life. She was my angel. Something happened to her. We have to find her, Max. Holy shit. Max, what's going on?
No! Whoa. I discovered I could reverse time.
What the hell is this? Whatever's going on between us is special.
Step back before you regret it.
感觉好像是强化版。
I had a choice and the power to change everything. Arc&kuni Bay is on the edge of disaster. Time to change time. Whatever happens, I'll always have your back. Always.
对啊 ，remaster 应该是强化版。
Hi, I'm Maya, also known as MXM2. I'm a musician and the singing voice of Alex Chen in the upcoming Life is Strange True Colors. I hope you enjoyed that first look at official gameplay from the remastered collection. As a longtime fan, I know I did. You can see the love and care that Deck 9 have put into remastering both Life is Strange and Before the Storm. This collection features improved character animation, lip sync, and visuals, breathing new life into these two beloved games. Back in March, we also revealed the next major game in the series, Life is Strange True Colors, a small-town supernatural mystery. Alex Chen must uncover the truth behind her brother's death, using her psychic power of empathy to unravel the shocking secrets of Haven Springs. Today, we have a first look at Alex's unique power in action. Here's game director Zach Garris for more.
Alex's psychic power of empathy is integral to the story of Life is Strange True Colors. It impacts every relationship she builds and every decision she makes.
Never thought I'd have a freaky empath friend.
For years, Alex has been unable to shut out the strong feelings of others, the fear, sadness, and anger of those around her, leading her to believe her power is a curse. In the wake of Gabe's death, Alex realizes the only way she can find the truth is to embrace her power.
I can't believe this is happening. And the only way to understand is to feel what he's feeling.
From the very start, you can use Alex's power to focus on brightly colored auras to gain an insight into people's emotions.
Gabe was too young. Just too young.
These valuable insights deepen Alex's relationships with the folk of Haven Springs, as well as sparking new dialogue options and events, as here from a scene very early on in the game.
You're gonna lose her. You're gonna lose her, and it's all your fault.
Alex has uncovered a secret that Mac wants to keep hidden from his long-term girlfriend, and now he is terrified that Alex will reveal it before he can talk to Riley.
She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. So please, help me out.
Mac's telling you a whole lot of bullshit.
Listen.
Thanks for telling me the truth, Alex.
So are we still together?
Are you serious? I need to get back to work.
Sure, Alex, we'll get out of your way.
When Alex encounters a particularly strong aura, she can reach out to actively connect with that person's emotions. This generates a nova, a supernatural flare that transforms the world around Alex into a reflection of that person's psyche. In this altered, emotionally charged state, Alex can experience fragments of thoughts and memories to get to the root of their issue. But not every emotional crisis can be easily dealt with. Some carry a dangerous, even life-threatening amount of power.
He's dead! I wish I were too.
No decision is easy, and the consequences can be felt across the game.
This anger could kill her. What if I could just take it away?
using Alex's powers the only way you can uncover the truth behind her brother's death.
What would that do to her? What would it do to me? And even if I can, should I?
How far will you go in pursuit of that truth? The choice is yours.
Alex's powers look so awesome. I have no idea how I'll make some of these choices, but I can't wait to play it with you all when it comes out on September 10th. Don't forget, you can pre-order Life is Strange True Colors now. And if you choose the Ultimate Edition, you'll also receive the Life is Strange Remastered Collection. And that's it for today. Make sure to follow the Life is Strange social channels
跳
for
过
more.
这款游戏，有兴趣可以玩的。我相信这款游戏有得奖，应该是不错的作品。但不是我的菜，对。
And now, we are excited to unveil a brand new title from SQUARE-ENIX Japan.
全新的作品什么没有？
I'm here to kill chaos. That's my mission.
哎，Team Ninja， 为什么是 Team Ninja？
Chaos has been waiting for
关
us.
键字星座
KT， 光荣合作的游戏哦，又是无双吗？
I only know one thing. I want to kill chaos. We need to. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger.
该不会是混沌之什么的？以前有一只叫Chaos什么的，忘了。
角色很像 FF
我觉得你像 Devil May Cry。
This is the shrine of chaos. He's here.
对，但是是光荣做的，奇怪。不是忘了，光荣蒂克姆，天令甲做的。
Darkness is so thick I can taste it.
忍者外传吗
This is it. No doubt.
There was a knight who left on the same journey as you, but never returned. His name was Garland. If you could, I would be grateful if you looked for him.
Chaos.
Crush you! Know when you're beaten!
And who are you? We're here to kill chaos.
The prophecy's very own warriors of light.
Real.
He always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold.
It's Garland!
No. I become chaos.
Stranger of Paradise， 陌生者的乐园哦，明年的事情。哦 ，demo 版会在 PS5 上面可以玩。
I'll leave you with a look at some of the amazing SQUARE-ENIX titles you can play now, as well as those to come.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
Just hit me with it.
I'm gonna drop plate number 7.
哦，这个还没有玩，买了还没玩。对，DLC 到时候再介绍。尼亚，这个也是买了还没玩。哦，这个我蛮期待的，它这一支太空战士16代，16代就这样而已。End Worker， 哦，这个是太14 DLC。
看样子没了。
好像是。
Thank you for joining us today. Keep an eye out for news about our
16
next
也是讲16会
SQUARE-ENIX
发。
presents. I'm Matt Mercer. See you next time.
好吧，大概就是只有这样子。哦，看来也没什么特别。干。OK， 好，以上就是E3展前的一些介绍哦，关于 Xbox 跟 Bethesda Games 和 SQUARE-ENIX。那后续的话，每天好像都会有一些直播。那如果有空的话呢，到时候再跟大家一起分享。我现在时间不早了，要赶快来去睡觉休息了。OK， 好，那也感谢大家呢。我们后续还继续观察一下有什么有趣的游戏，那就记得锁定我们日本大名。OK， 好，那感谢两位版主，谢谢我们的国建，还有我们的 KT 桑，还有收看我们节目的这个 U 桑跟 Joy 桑，还有其他的好朋友们。熬夜不要免再给费用，感谢 KT 桑赞助啊，ありがとうございます，真是破费了2次的直播。OK， 好，那我们的直播就先到这里了哈，后续的话，这个再跟大家一起好好的分享其他的新游戏。手边还有一些新的游戏还没有介绍，那如果有空的话，这边也会跟大家直播哦。有空的大家来看一看哦。OK， 感谢啦 KT 桑，还有我们的国建桑，还有 Joy 桑，还有其他好朋友。OK， 大家辛苦了，赶快去睡觉了哈，明天看怎样时间再播。OK， 好，拜拜，大家晚安，拜拜。